Hello. Look, notice no black bars down the display. That was going on yesterday. But today, it's Tuesday, June 24th. My name is Jen Schiffer, and I love talking to my screen instead of a group of people right in front of me. That's not sarcasm. It's really hot today. It's coming from me from Jersey City, New Jersey. Chill town, although there's nothing chill about a feels like temperature of 103 degrees. I've got my fluids with me. A hot coffee with oat milk creamer. My phone just made a weird sound I never heard before. Let's close everything on it. And I've got my sugar-free iced tea. Iced tea vision. And a cup of ice. A new addition to the channel. To chill my tea. Okay, so yeah, it's really hot out, and I rotted a lot on the couch this morning. I got up, I read for about an hour, and reading Braiding Sweetgrass. I don't have it near me. And then I passed the fuck out for an hour or so, and then I just kind of been tidying up, but it's not that it's like, I mean, it is warm in my apartment, but I have, like, my brain gets into this mode where the best thing I can do is have a nice walk, and it's too hot out. Like, Peralta Rockets and Fireworks, hello, you're still on your first cup of coffee. Well, what time is it by you? Because it's 3:50 p.m. by me. I shouldn't even be drinking more coffee, but what are you gonna do, arrest me? So, It's 3:50 now. I haven't gotten much done. I did empty the dishwasher. I did tidy up the place. I did my reading. I was just gonna say I answered my emails. That's not true. I have one more email I need to respond. Oh, you're in Oakland. Shouts out Oakland. I love Oakland. I haven't been to Oakland since 2014. Oh, it's Emma. Hey. I loved Oakland. Oakland and Jersey City. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm biased because when I went to Oakland, I had at that point been living in Jersey City for just a couple of years. And people were saying that like Oakland is like Brooklyn. It's like the West Coast Brooklyn. And I was like, if anything, it's more like Jersey City than Brooklyn. I was born in Brooklyn. But I've been in Jersey City for like 12 years now. And I love it here. I would love to be able to stay here. Except it's so freaking expensive. My rent went up. Oh my god. My rent went up. My rent went up. We're paying $4,000 a month now. It was gonna go up to $4,100 and I negotiated with the landlord down $100. And I only did that because this place came with a parking spot. And I don't drive. I don't have a car. And they're like, oh, we have to raise it to $4,100, which would have been like a 10% increase, which is asinine. And they're like, well, we'll let you rent out the parking spot since you don't use it. And I was like, how about this? I don't want to be a landlord. How about you rent the parking spot out and then just cut $100 off the month? And they said, sure. Because they're respectable people. They're reasonable. They probably like the cut of my jib, my negotiation skills. But this will probably be the last year that we live here. And I'd love to stay. But it's just so freaking sad. Jersey City, I think, is the first city to ban landlords using AI for prices. Let me make sure I'm getting that right. Jersey City landlord AI ban. Your post. Fuck you. Oh my gosh. The Times Square. This website feels sus. Here we go. Let's think locally. Hoboken Girl. This is also gonna have a ton of ads on it, but like I know it's like a human woman running it. So Jersey City Council bans the use of AI-driven software when setting rent prices. Now, I don't know how they would ban it or how they would know. That's my councilman. Hopefully future Jersey City mayor. And Hoboken, I think, is going to ban it next. So if you're wondering why the rent prices are so high, it's because of collusion and artificial intelligence. This is what steers me further and further away from where I was born. Actually, the house that my mom and dad lived in when I was born, it's an apartment building. It's for sale. I saw it on Zillow. I don't know why I checked one day. I just was like, what is that building worth? Not to be like, oh, maybe I'll buy it. What am I gonna do with an apartment building? Again, I don't want to be a landlord. But it is up for sale for like $1 million in Sunset Park, which that's like my old home, but I don't know, a little wackadoodle. Sunset Park is like kind of out of the way if you've gone to like Manhattan. Here's some iced tea ASMR with my nasally voice on top of it. Okay. Oh, that's refreshing. As I spill it all down my arm and then rub it all over my body. It's sugar-free. It won't be sticky. Okay, let's get into what we're gonna do today. So, I wasn't even gonna stream at all. But I was like, I should do something that's not rotting on the couch. For some additional context, I am about a week and a half into an adjustment on my thyroid disease medication. And if you have thyroid disease or really any endocrine disorder, or you're doing anything that involves hormone replacement therapy, you'll know that as your body is adjusting, a common side effect is the inability for your body to manage its temperature. So I have Hashimoto's disease, and typically I am very cold, but still sweaty. Clammy, I believe is the right word. And my thyroid went back to being very sluggish, had to increase my dose. It could take up to 4 to 6 weeks for a hormone adjustment change to really like settle in. And so I mix between too hot and too cold, and I don't have the air conditioner on in here. It is warm in here. But when you're not able to regulate your body temperature, your body is active even if you are still. And so you can be rotting on the couch, but your body is doing a lot of work trying to figure out what you're trying to do. And so you become very exhausted. So if you have someone who is dealing with chronic illness and you're like, why are they tired all the time? That could be a component of it. So relax. You relax, not them. They're trying to. Look how hot it is. It's 100 degrees. Tomorrow, 96. I did not go to yoga last night because it was 96 degrees, and I knew that if I did go to yoga, I probably wouldn't have been able to get out of bed today. But I'm probably also not going to be able to go tomorrow. But then we'll have a nice cool 82 degrees on Thursday. So that will be nice. It'll rain probably just as I'm supposed to leave the house to go to that day's yoga class. So I've been inactive, body temperature, not knowing what to do, not able to go for a walk outside to recalibrate my ADHD mind because it's so hot out. And what did I decide to do? I was just saying to Andy, I'm gonna stream because otherwise I won't do anything. And I wanted to take it easy but today by migrating some glitch apps over to my main site. So again, if you do not know what Glitch is, glitch.com is a web developer community sharing apps that they built using the Glitch editor and platform. And on July 8th, which is but how far? It's like 2 weeks away. Oh God. Yeah, it's 2 weeks away. 2 weeks from today. Project hosting is shutting down. So all the apps that I've made on Glitch over the past 9 years, 7.5 of those, me working, leading community, will not be running, and I want some of them to keep going. And so I have been, over the past few weeks, streaming as I migrated my projects to my local machine or downloaded them, exported them. There's a number of ways to export projects. There's a bulk downloading script that Pomex had made. This is support.glitch.com. This is a support forum, community forum. There's a bulk download that you can do. Potch had done a UI version that's probably in this thread. People are talking about where they're migrating their projects. This is probably spam. And let me reset the bump date on that. I don't think anyone on the glitch team knows about the resetting the bump date on Discourse. I still have admin because I am admin. Let's see, what are people discussing? Setting up redirects and keeping them over for even more time. You should take a minute. What is Tiaga? Would it be possible of setting up redirects and keeping them working for even more time? I assume it shouldn't be that hard to maintain 2 domains and simpler. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I, over those streams, exported all of my projects. So using the export script, I have literally every active project, all the archive projects as well. And then during the streams, I would go through my dashboard where I used to have 700 plus active projects. I whittled it down to 8 pages and I downloaded them into different categories. So .com, these are static sites, and I've been moving those over to jenschiffer.com. I have this little page here, www, and here I am listing my glitch projects as I import them. And a neat thing is, if I can get this its own page, is we can now set up a redirect. That's an interesting way to merge these two together. We can create redirects so that, like, let's say if you go to make 8bitart.glitch.me, it'll redirect to make 8bitart.com. So project hosting shuts down on July 8th. Redirects will work through 2026. And this dashboard, you'll be able to download projects through the rest of 2025. So the second half of the year. But these projects that are live right now, this editor, all that, on July 8th. So, yesterday's stream, I imported Apology Hero. So now I can create a redirect. Save that. And now it says manage redirect. So, let's see. Bank robber. If you use glitch, have you migrated your projects over? I think I made that. Those are cockroach, screensaver, color pickle. And ideally, by July 8th, I'll have all the projects that I want to be viewable by people online and redirected. I already did that redirect. Da 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 da. Okay. Evanescence's best song. This is so stupid, this project. You didn't include on projects you wanted to save, and you'd figure out what to do with KEXP now playing. Oh, damn. So, here are... I'm gonna write a blog post on Live Laugh blog this week of my recommendations. So, for static sites, if you're not hosting it yourself, like genshifter.com is on DigitalOcean's app platform. But for static sites, I do like NeoCities. I do not actively use it as a creator. I will move to that because I want to maybe do a webwing kind of thing on here. For server-side stuff, DigitalOcean, you can create a droplet with a Node app on it, with a node server. But I am quite fond of Valtown. They are building their own like AI feature, but you can turn it off. Here, I'm using it to... Actually, this is with a glitch project. I had the glitch as a static site, and then I was using a Valtown, a Val, they call it, to request a Google spreadsheet. Use Google Spreadsheet API so I can take the values of our robot karaoke show spreadsheet and return a JSON object of all the artists and songs and data sets. And so all I had to do was make a call to this val. But I haven't done anything. There's a whole showcase of like things you can do. And I like the people who work there. I feel like that's important. To me, it's important. But I like that. And DigitalOcean droplets, if you want to host your own node server, it's like $5 a month. You do have to maintain it yourself. Oh, hey, Olu. Yeah, Valtown is free. You don't get custom domains, but you have unlimited public vals. It's kind of like early GitHub pricing. Early days. So I do have one unlisted val. You get up to 10. And I haven't used it for cron job stuff. Like, you can use it for like setting up an email server. But yeah, I think they have a pretty generous free plan. As I'm moving stuff over, if I find that I'm using like 5 vals for active projects, I'll probably subscribe. But yeah, you can try it before you buy it. I don't pay for it yet. And that monthly is $10 a month, which is basically what Glitch cost. Glitch Pro. But yeah, they're fairly newer. They've only been around for a couple of years. But yeah, and then, you know, if anything, sign up for an account so you get their newsletter. They do like a community newsletter that lists like their whole showcase and stuff. and it's pretty cool. And then they have like templates you can start from, so similar to like remixable apps and whatever. Yeah, Charmaine is cool, Steve is cool. Yeah, I haven't looked at this in a while. Look at that, remix a template. So I would lean on those as options, but I haven't moved anything on this site to Valtown yet. So I think I'll do that when it's not 80 degrees inside my room. I think I need a bit more brain power. There's other options that people have been suggesting. Well, also, I think this pixelated cloud thing, I'm not gonna harp on my former employer, but what they did to our beautiful help center by migrating this into Salesforce is criminal. They made migration guides where, oh gosh, they really should make that a main header. Recently created, there we go. Yeah, if you need you need more cron flexibility, it's probably worth just doing the DigitalOcean droplet. Also, if you have a single node server, like a lot of my node projects just are using node to, like, the client makes an API call to the server does a thing and then returns a response. I can theoretically have a node server manage multiple APIs. Like, you can have one node server manage all of your, like, Blue Sky bots or Mastodon bots, whatever your bots are, because those, and like you can have yeah, anyway, like node servers can be multi-purpose. They do not have to be like single sandbox containers for one thing. That's just how you end up doing it when you have a platform like Glitch or Valtown, where it's like free and easy to just spin up a node server. So the migration guides that they have here, migrating to GitHub Pages. I've used GitHub Pages before. I hate Microsoft and do not like GitHub, but I am like pushing my site changes from my editor to GitHub, which then triggers a deploy to DigitalOcean. So I am using that. Yeah, Alan, one server to rule them all. An API monolith, if you will. I've not used Render before. I am using DigitalOcean. I haven't used Netlify in a long time. And to be completely honest with you, I think Sue has done a great job at like getting people to know how to migrate to Fastly. But like, it's like low on the list. And that's not even because Fastly is the reason why Glitch is shutting down, because that is, but we can set that aside for a second. There's a reason why we weren't pushing people to deploy from Glitch to Compute, and that's because it's not ready for that. So, yeah. But you can try if you want. I mean, if anyone can show you, anyone can make it possible to do it, Sue can do it. But it also still requires GitHub deploy, as is Netlify, all, you know, DigitalOcean, blah blah blah. Pointing your Fastly domain is well, if you're using Fastly to manage DNS, that's like even way more freaking steps. Which of course, the link to the doc about it is access denied. And I know what this doc is too. But yeah. If you're really interested in wanting to know how to use Fastly to point a domain at your glitch site, you can request access in the Google form here. Life is a highway. Oh yeah, render was an option. Render.com. I've not used render. But they are introducing HIPAA compliant workspaces now with the self-serve BAA. I know what all of those words mean. And they are trusted by Warner Music Group. So fine arbiters of technology and an insane program of cash grabs at the hands of Linkin Park, one of my favorite bands. But my gosh, how many different kinds of vinyl of Hybrid Theory can you fucking press? Warner Music Group. I'm getting distracted. It's so warm. Anyway, it looks like render is free. Probably similar for Valtown. Small scale. What do you get? Hobby. You get one project and an environment. What's the difference between a project and an environment? Well, I guess environment is environment. Okay. Bandwidth. Vertical scaling. High availability Postgres. Key value storage. See, Fastly doesn't even give you free key, or maybe they do now. I don't know, it might have changed, but when I left Fastly, key value storage was not free. I think it might be free now. Don't get teams. Get up to 2 custom domains. I love I love that it's like, hey, even if it's free, it's GDPR compliant. We do that for you. That's us being generous. Like, yeah, even if you're not paying, we're gonna be GDPR compliant. Like, that's like, even though you're not paying for anything, we're not gonna push you off a bridge. Like, we're gonna let you live. So that's pretty generous of us. I don't mean to roast render for that. That's me roasting marketing comparison tables, like product onboarding sign up stuff. Anyway. Okay, I got that redirect. I'm just going through this list I have right here. Did my jazz music stop? The hell? And then I do have, thought I did set Apology Hero. Yes, cool. Great. Let's see, what project hours? Post-grunge, Hello Express is a starter. I'm trying to see which ones need to live forever. So that'll be Our Dreams Felt Style Sheets. Image to Pixon Loop. We can do that. God, the jazz music stopped me. Let's see. Okay. So, oh god, I just lost my browser window. We're not moving post-grunge over to .com. That's my Fediverse. That's my remix of Casey's Postmarks. It's just like live because it's on the Fediverse, so it's actively being hit by calls. You'll not have it updated in forever. Hello Express is a starter. Alan says, putting a full server up on render for free is a raised eyebrow moment for me, especially the idea of the monolith API server. GitHub import. This is because people put... This is because people have this embedded on some of their README pages. This is like the... This actually... I don't know why. There's this murder mystery 2 hub. I don't know how that ended up there. But this is... I fear... Why... I don't know why they keep ending up on this page. I don't know. Our dream style sheets is from the community code jam. I don't think I imported into this folder. Is it a Node app? Yeah. That's a Node app. I'm gonna expand that. It really doesn't have to be a Node app, but whatever. Image to Pixon. I don't know if I really wanna... I'm probably not gonna add this to WebWing, but let's do it. Is image to Pixon a Node app? Pixon Loop is. So let's go to here. Active. Okay. Image to Pixon is a Node app. But Pixon Loop is not. Or it doesn't need to be. So let's migrate a full stack app on Glitch, that was on Glitch, into a static site. Because Glitch apps used to all be full stack until we introduced free static sites with Glitch Pro in 2020. 2020. Pixel Loop. I'm gonna hit copy on that. I'm gonna hit paste. I highlighted Glitch, I hit paste, And of course, it's not going to put it in that folder. It's going to put it alongside it, which is a weird thing that Nova does, but that's okay. And this is my .com. This is jenschiffer.com locally. I'm going to delete the things I know I don't need. Delete. I'm gonna look at package.json. Literally was just using Node to run a server. I'm not running any builds or anything like that. So I'm actually going to delete those two. See, the server's just serving index, so we don't need it. Delete. And what we want to do is move index to the root. This will be like the case for a lot of my projects pre-2020. And then we just want to... I'm going to move all of this. I'm going to keep those in public. Why not? And I'm going to do /glitch /pixonloop /public. And I'm going to put that remove any mention of glitch. Prefix that. What version of jQuery do you think this is running? Let's let's see. 2.1.4. This is vintage code, by the way. I originally made Pixon in 2014. Pixon is pixel art object notation. It's just a way to represent pixel art in JSON. I did it as part of an artist residency during a sabbatical at my job prior to Glitch. And in fact, I don't even think this URL runs anymore. Okay, it does. This might be on Glitch. I'm gonna pin this and figure this out later. Whee! And you know what? You know what I gotta do? I have to make a new folder. Actually, yeah, let's get this all together. Pixon, but we're gonna put that in art. Yeah, and then Gen Money. This is a static site that should be redirecting to jenschiffer.com. But there we go. Pixon. Cool. We're going to just copy that over. Make a new file. Are you moving your apps under your main domain or making subdomains for them? I'm doing it under my main domain, just within subdirectories. I'll show you what I'm doing. So here's jenschiffer.com. I'm waving at my editor, and when I'm looking this way, this is my second screen that I have my like Streamlabs and YouTube comments. So like you are here. I'm talking to you. You're the audience. And then here, I'm talking to my editor, and I talk with my hands. So I'm noticing I'm doing this, and I'm like, who are you pointing this out to except yourself? Anyway, let me point with my cursor here in the sidebar. jenschiffer.com, I have a glitch folder, and that's where I've been migrating my apps here. I have since decided to move my main page showing off my glitch apps to jenschiffer.com/www, which is why if you go to jenschiffer.com/glitch right now, it redirects to this. But my glitch apps are all within this folder. And so everything that I am building and what I will be redirecting to is jenschiffer.com/glitch/project name. So for example, candle making inventory. That's my glitch app that is a table of all of my candle making inventory. All my fragrance oils. I have a lot. I'm on a no buy. So yeah, so basically blank.glitch.me will be redirected to jenschiffer.com/glitch/blank. And that's what I'm setting up here. And then www is my page where right now I'm currently listing all these glitch apps, but I have built a interface for traversing through my apps in the style of an old web ring. So you can click through and navigate all of those glitch apps, so long as I have listed them here on this box. And in the future, I will have multiple boxes here of apps that I didn't make on Glitch, that I just made for whatever. I might have a separate box for candle making apps. I might categorize it. I might make you able to select through a dropdown what category, or maybe randomly go through stuff. And that is what I'm calling the Gen Wide Web, powered by WebWing, which is an old Glitch app I made that led to me doing this. I will add an explainer to this page because I'm realizing, much like when I tell people my cat's name is Pumagreg and they're like, wait, what is that? I remember that I make up things and I hold all the context. And then people are like, I've never heard that string of characters put together before. Can you explain? And I am put on the spot to explain, which is fair on their part. I'm the one that made it up, but sometimes it's exhausting to explain myself. So, not in this case. That's the point of these streams. I love when y'all ask me to be like, what the fuck was that? But yeah, that's the weapon approach. I'm glad that you like it. I like it too, and I want to make it, I'll be making I'm kind of building it with my own stuff. I believe dog fooding is the scientific term. And once it's done, I want to do a white label open source version of it so that everyone can build that on their own sites, where all they'll have to do is have a box with the list of apps and a button to activate. But yeah. This would be a good application for a KB store. What I'm trying to do here, so jenschiffer.com is a fully static app. I'm not using any frameworks. I have mentioned in the past that I would maybe move it to an 11T site, but I kind of like having one main site that's just me raw HTMLing it. Cause then I can just look, I just added, this is from Pixon. This used to be genmoney.biz/Pixon. And now I just copy and pasted all this old code. And it requires Prism CSS. Let's see if I have that. Yes, I do. Oh gosh. Oh wait. Assets. I don't even think I have Prism CSS in here. Okay, it's not even, okay. I guess I used to call Prism and then I stopped. So we're gonna get rid of that. Ever go down the make your own SSG rabbit hole? You know, okay. Technically, yes, but I did not go too deep down the hole because I'm a very busy woman, have always been. I feel like if I stayed on the career path of picking just like a pure engineering role, like just coding all the time, then I would be able to like go home and work on my own thing. Like when I was working the MBA, I was just writing code. This was like 2013, 2014. I was just writing code for the stats site and other projects. And then when I was at home, I would just continue coding my other stuff, like make 8-bit art. But then when I moved into doing like more developer relations-y, community engineering kind of stuff, that added layers of context switching within the workplace, which is a lot more cognitively exhausting and challenging in a good way. But then when I got home, I was more in the lane of like doing the community management stuff. So that was when I was like creating and running meetups and doing events and stuff like that, and less coding libraries and stuff on the side like I had been during the MBA. So there was a static site generator, and on a prior stream I went over this because there is a glitch app where I try to do this. There's a static site generator, Stacy, that is like PHP run. I used to be a PHP developer, and I loved this. I don't know if this has been updated in 12 years. I loved Stacy, and so then I was like, maybe I'll do something similar, but in JavaScript. And so I started one. I have a glitch app where it's the start of one, but I never got through the build pipeline stuff yet. Just how I wanted to architect how the files were, the management part, if you will. And then I discovered that Zach Leatherman was building 11T, and I was like, that's actually what I need. Like, I want to be able to like edit markdown files, but also be able to add code and to like code the templates, and it's just a build script, and then like boom, you're done, static site. And so I was able to remove myself from the rabbit hole before suffocating on my own code because 11T existed. And 11T is what I use for Live Laugh blog, my candle store that's coming out soon, next week. Because Q2's almost over. And Glitch Jams Live, which I'll be putting that on soon. I used to stream for Glitch every week during CodeJam stuff, and I kept an 11D blog of all the runs of show. As I get, once the Glitch shutdown stuff like finally happens, and I'm not like on this deadline to like try to move stuff over, I will be able to like set like a time where I'm gonna stream and do a proper run of show and have like a proper format, and maybe do a couple of just like what I'm doing right now, shooting the shit and like playing around with stuff. But I use 11D for that. I love it. It's a great project. It's one of 2 open source project kind of stuff that I regularly donate to, even in my unemployment. I just love it so much. The other is my Mastodon instance I donate to. Shout out Garden State Social. But I just remember using Stacy and being like, I mean, even the design, oh god, it doesn't even fucking work anymore. The design is so nice. I would like to do a template for 11T that is inspired by Stacy. Let me actually write that down because I'll forget. Papers. Project ideas. It's funny, the past couple of days I've been looking for my planner and it's been in front of me the whole time, so love that. Let me put it here so I can lose it again. Okay. Pix on loop. Oh gosh. Okay, Pix on loop I'm gonna migrate over. Here we are in my Pix on docs again. I just want to make sure that Pix on. So it's literally just telling you how to structure JSON for pixel art if you wanted to incorporate this into an app of yours. Someone made like a sketch plugin, someone else made like another web app kind of thing, and make 8-bit art uses it. And yeah, 2018 was when I last updated this. But yeah. Sick. Okay. So now for Pix on loop, I can just say .com/art/Pixon. The fuck? Are we missing a paragraph somewhere? Okay, weird. Okay, so now does this work? So this, do we have a script? Pix on loop, public, oh. Boom, boom. Here we go. So this should, oh, I think this is supposed to read from a file. Let's see. You haven't played with it yet, but everything you've heard about 11 Days has been solid. Yeah, it has been great. You know, one thing I tried to do when I migrated Live Laugh Blog, that was like the first site I moved off of Glitch when I heard that a shutdown was probably happening. I tried the image plugin to do like lazy loading kind of stuff. And the way that I had built my template, it just like wasn't working. But it's like early days for that. So there's like a lot of really interesting work that Zach is doing to make the site faster. In fact, I don't know, the first time I met Zach, I think was at CSS Conf 2014. I emceed. It's also the JS Conf that weekend that I launched Jort Sort, much to my own chagrin. Oh, here we go. And public. Let's open this in its own window. And he had helped me out with making the font on Make 8-bit art work well. Okay, so this is an issue that I've had with the Nova browser, where if there's a canvas, which there is, this is all a canvas here. Look, I'm going to draw here, and this is like that pixel art I wrote is Pixon generated and added to this. So it should draw what I just drew. I'm not drawing. Hands up. And this menu is like eraser, pen, import Pixon, export Pixon, save PNG, play, pause project, delete project. This is just a playground I made to fuck around with Pixon. And now it's running. And I have the Pixon docs here. And we can edit Pixon loop. But yeah, I remember early days when I knew Zach online before I met in person, he had helped me out with Make 8-bit art, with making the fonts fast, and he had said, wow, for a JavaScript site, this is really fast. And that was like super high praise. And to this day, if Zach Leather tells you your site is fast, like, pat yourself on the back, because he's like king of internet speed. Whereas if I'm like, wow, I like that I can draw on the background of your website. I'm the queen of adding a canvas to the background of your website. And that's why I make 8-bit art so fast, is because I've just been doing that for a while. I don't have any glitch assets in here, so I'm gonna delete that. Cool. So let's deploy this. Pixon loop. Oh, wait. Because in theory, that's the software used to create this Pixon. It's not true. I'm just setting the redirect on it. Oh, and I just missed that you're here, Marty. Hello, hope you're doing well. What's the temperature like where y'alls are out? Where y'alls are out? Where yous are out? Image, we're gonna have to edit this. Not docs with an X. You can't do that, Jen. That's illegal. So now I'm committing all those changes that I made, and I'm sending it off to my GitHub repo, which will then trigger DigitalOcean to update gentrifer.com. Okay, it's 103 degrees. Yeah, same here. Low 60s in Oakland. I love that for you. It reminds me I gotta drink more water. I've been, I didn't go to yoga, but I do have my, dip bars here. These, like, parallel bars that I haven't used in forever. I'm trying to get into, like, there's a bit of calisthenics in aerial yoga. And so I don't have aerial silks at home, but I have those bars, and so I can do some of the stuff, except the bars are hard and silks are not. And so my hands are mighty sore right now. So if you see me doing this, I'm like tending to my sore hands, but soon I'm gonna be very strong. Very, very strong. My hands will be like rock. Always a temperature to not rank Cuomo. That's right. Listen, if I still live in New York, I would be voting, and I would not be ranking Cuomo. I love what Zohran Mamdani is doing, both for like the New York City election and elections in general. And Andrew Cuomo is a ghoul. An absolute ghoul. So, yeah. And I know that we will not know... I think we'll know tonight. Actually, no. We're not gonna know the results. I think we'll only know the first round, like who's ranked 1 today. But it'll probably take a week to know the full ranking. And yeah. Alan says, I got turned to an ASCII style single page weather site in my dig. We'll send the link if that's cool. Let's see. Send the link. I don't know if there's a way to like grant people permission to post a link. Is there a way for me to do that in youtube.com? Let's see. Community moderation. Participants. Uh-oh, settings dashboard. Oh, here we go. You might be able to add a link, I don't know. But yeah, so here's the thing. If Cuomo wins, and I think it'll be either between Zoran Mamdani and Andrew Cuomo. If Cuomo wins, ew, disgusting. Disgusting. Rigged. Looks like it's sent for you. It did not, it's not showing up for me, so let me give you temporary mod status. Now, see if you can send the link again, because it's not showing for me. If Cuomo wins, I think something is nefariously going on. If he loses, he will run independently. He already said that. Everyone's like, wow, Eric Adams is real quiet. Eric Adams is running independently. On the like hashtag anti-Semitism campaign team name. So if Zoran wins, he'll still have to go up against Cuomo again. But if Zoran wins, what a huge like knock to the ego of Cuomo, which he so desperately needs. Cool. I have the link that you sent. Cool. So, oh, this is neat. Yeah. Pyphoon. We go. Yeah, this is nice. I love the lightning. I'm going to... I have like a list of sites that I save and share about on Live Laugh blog in my weekly retro, and that's going to be in it. Thank you. Where's my list? Okay. Anyway, if Zoran wins the primary, that'll be great news, despite the fact that Andrew Cuomo will still run for mayor. And then we'll have Zoran, Eric Adams, Andrew Cuomo. And then I guess whoever ends up on the Working Family Party line, because I think they'll have a spot. And I doubt they would run Cuomo on that line, but also nothing surprises me anymore. So, yeah. Do I not have a redirect set? I wonder if I have my domain pointed here. I might not even have these set up in my domain name provider. Where is this? What? Oh yeah, I said 404. Headers. Okay, that is Fly.io. That is a glitch custom domain. Okay. So how I see it is, Zoran will win, and then the Democrats will go hard to try to get Cuomo. I mean, they're already going hard. I think, like, fucking Bloomberg donated, like, $8.5 million. Like, God, I hate that guy. I don't know. I was talking about this in the Blue Sky. Like, I am an Italian-American woman from New York who has a Italian-American father who had fucked up ideas of entitlement to the women around him, regardless of the boundaries or even just what should be normal. And I am estranged from him. And so when Cuomo was in that scandal, it's like he's sexually harassing all these women. One, I'm like, I believe them. And two, when he was like, you know, when he said like, oh, you know, I'm just Italian, that immediately I was just like, I mean, I never liked the guy. I never liked Cuomo. I used to get shit on Twitter during COVID, during quarantine, because everybody was so horny for him during his like morning press conference updates. And I was like, you know, people are horny for Rudy Giuliani after 9/11, and now fucking look at him. Like, can we stop being like horny for politicians? I mean, even Zoran Mondani, like, I love the campaign he's running. He seems like he would be like the best candidate. I like that he fucking he seems to love New York and also love people. And Andrew Cuomo like hates New York City and also seems to hate people. And it's just weird how refreshing it is to see a politician that is like likes their constituents. We saw that with AOC. But still, like, I wouldn't be like I don't like idolize him, because you shouldn't. I feel like he wouldn't want that either. And people were fucking weird about Cuomo during COVID, and now fucking look. He was killing the elderly and sexually harassing the women that are trying to work for him. And the Democrat Party is like fine with that. It's crazy. Then they hold no water to MAGA. So I hope Zoran wins, just to be like an ego killer, but the fight doesn't end there. Then you have a whole 4 months of what will be brutal attacks against his character, his culture, New York's character and culture. For Andrew Cuomo. So stupid. Why? Oh, art. Duh. There we go. Cool. We'll have to figure out. We have to do a redirect on here. Because the glitch redirect is not working. Where was I doing that? Oh yeah. Glitch. What if I... There we go. That problem solved for now. And now we can add that to our list here. I forgot to do that. So we can add to WebWing. So now in WebWing, all I gotta do is add and the description. I wonder if I can make this HTML. I never put HTML within a data attribute. Give it a shot. Yep. That's fun. Okay. So now we can commit that. Then I'll deploy that in a bit, and it will add it to this list here. Well, let's see, what else can we do? I'm getting, my drink is sweating. Better that than me. Okay. And now that I've added that, I can remove pixel loop from? Pixelatize. Oh, I don't know if I want to add that yet. Let's go back to the dashboard. Also, I settled this, so I can remove that. Okay. Pixel loop. Whoops. Image to Pixon requires a server because you're uploading an image and then I'm going through each pixel on that image and generating the position, XY position, and the color. Oh, your linter moves everything to double quotes. I'm using the default, I guess the prettier extension. These are my extensions on Nova. Yeah, I can yoink your mod status. You don't need that responsibility. This is supposed to be chill. I'm not trying to give y'all jobs. You got enough going on in your lives. I do wish that I can be like, poof, you can send a URL. Or at least I can see them. That would be nice, but I don't know. Okay. Pixel loop, blah blah blah. So we're gonna have to RoboMotion requires a server. 'Cause this the texture motion. You might recognize this from Apology Hero. It's just a text if you're happy or angry. And then for Robot Karaoke, we have an app that connects to a WebSocket and gets the values of everyone on the page. So if y'all went to this page, it would have an emoji for your face. And so sometimes at Robot Karaoke, depending on how big the crowd is, we'll try hey, everyone go to this page, go on your phones. It doesn't send your face anywhere. It's literally all client side. All it sends to us through WebSockets is a happy face or sad face, angry face. And then we can have the lyrics that are generated at Robot Karaoke, we can have it change based on the emotion. So if I was up there singing Madonna's Like a Prayer, but the lyrics come from Glassdoor reviews, we can have the audience sentiment determine whether that line is from a negative review or a positive review. But we haven't used this in a while. But yeah, that's why it's not a priority. This is boosted. I can turn it off now because I have it redirected, but I will have to get this going. Let's see, GitHub import. I'm not doing a redirect for that. Friendly words, npm, that's a full stack app. This, I think, is old. I'm gonna archive that. Oh, ask a cop responsive images solution. That was a joke. I'm not going to keep that live. Saving no secrets NSA. I have to think about that. Make hexel art. This one, I can move that in. That's a static site. Make hexel art. Actually, I can do make checkbox art too. I'm not going to do make alopecia art. Yeah, these can be. These are probably full stack only because they're old. Copy. Wow. I highlighted in here, but still added it. I guess no matter where you go, it's gonna add to root. Okay. Make. See, that's not a server. This is pretty straightforward. Don't delete the style. Okay. I had to figure out about the open source aspect of my stuff, because I heavily annotated this. I think I gave a talk about it. Here's the other issue where, because it's a full page canvas, it's not gonna work. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. Cool. Maybe I'm done. So that's good. And then you know what? I'm not even gonna link to make Apid art. Whatever. Beautiful. So now we've port make hexel art. Make checkbox art was the first glitch app I ever made. In fact, I made it before it was even called Glitch, before I even joined. So there's lots of... It's built as a Node app, even though it's not necessary. And it's like I took Pixon and I have, look at this. The favicon is a Gomix URL. That's what Glitch was called before it was Glitch. Look at this. I linked to a Gomix. Gomix hashbang / project / make checkbox art. Well, we're talking vintage 2016 code. Nice. There's another version of this that in the past stream I was migrating stuff. I made a more safe for the classroom version of this, but this is one of my pixel paintings, so. And Neil had told me that he might be the CEO of Fog Creek, and they're working on this thing called Gomix, but they're gonna change the name probably. And I was like, okay, let me know how that goes. And then he was like, we're gonna relaunch it. We're gonna launch a community. Come work for me. I was like, okay. And I did. Okay, so we have that. Let's add it to... Oh, whoops, forgot to close that. Cool. Now, let's see. We're going to move this button down a bit. I'm gonna be getting rid of this. In fact, that is on my README. Move and improve activate button, not in a draggy box itself. We're doing this. Glitch apps, migrate them. Let's see. It's 5:20. You ever play around beyond the pixels and do ASCII art? No, I haven't really gotten to... I mean, I love ASCII art. I've done... If you go to... Oh my gosh. View source. I have some heavily edited ASCII dinosaurs that have been on Make 8-Bit Art since the dawn of time of Make 8-Bit Art. I do enjoy ASCII art, but I don't draw it as much because I do a lot of when I draw pixel art virtually, I then put it on paper. And ASCII art on paper, manual ASCII art would be cool, but... And I explored hexel art, but drawing a hexagonal grid on paper is a huge pain in the ass. Doing it virtually is a pain in the ass, a lot of math. But I do love the art form. Let's see. Oh yeah, we were moving the webwing button down, box down. Webwing. Page. Webwing. Move the top to. Move it to 900. There you go. Eventually we'll move this over, but not today. Stage all. Import make checkbox art. Add to www. Move activate button. Commit. And then we got those 3 commits. Let's send them out. I'm gonna go back to my list here. Delete those, we've added them. And then we create make hexel art. Let's go. And then make checkbox art. This is the kid-friendly version. Just as high. Whatever. I'm not gonna use that. I'm just gonna redirect it to make checkbox art. Cool. Make alopecia art's an inside joke. That's... I shared it on a stream a couple of weeks ago when I first exported it. But I had said then, and I'll hold to it going forward, I will only share it with my fellow alopecia areata havers. Even though mine's not happening right now. But it just allows you to draw on a bald spot on my head from a few years ago. Cool. Okay. So Got pics on loop managed. This is node. Presence or bugs requires node. Gen chat. Mode. Webwing. I'm actually gonna redirect this to, because this is like the precursor to my jenschiffer.com/www. I wonder what's for dinner tonight. I gotta do this. This is what I should do. This interface here, I just like, this is still a fixed header. Oh, it's not fixed. Yeah, it is. Oh, this is a glitch app, Alan, that someone made for drawing ASCII art. I believe someone on the glitch team might have imported it from GitHub. I don't know if we'll have tacos tonight. I think it's Andy's turn to pick. It looks like your project's taking an unusually long time to start up. If your project runs its own server, there we go. Jonathan Brodsky. And it allows you to pick a character. Yes, I know the tacos is a response to my dinner. But I don't know if that's what we'll have. Anyway, this is cool. About inspiration code. And then you can, oh right, oh you can right click to set the background. Oh, there we go. Whoop. Lost my windows. So that's cool. I do have this might be exported. I don't know. I have it in my bookmarks. Jonathan Brodsky, what are you doing? That's not you. Developer. This is weird looking up people. This is you. Worked 5 years as a full stack web developer. Sounds like this might be you. Very cool stuff. I'll have to check that out later. Yeah, that's you. That's him. Love ASCII paint. Oh, and Modraw. This is done by a community member. Some glitch in bios. See, I won't have this issue with my website because everything... I love this. You literally just draw. I didn't make this. And then I think this just opens up Webwing. Anyway, I kind of like this interface. I gotta add the question emoji to it. But and Webwing pulls from, whereas this pulls from just whatever is this list here, so it could work without a server or anything like that. Webwing parses a JSON file. And you can add a URL. Look at me pandering to my former employer. Or a glitch playlist. And so I had a web ring of glitch and bios, and then I had a playlist of drawing apps. I'm gonna have to go through. I gotta do this for the code jams. I have to like remix and back up all the code jam submissions so that they can continue to exist. Anyway. Erratic Snakes is just a basic calendar demo that I linked to on a Dev2 post. This I want to do. This might be a Webwing. I know it needs Node because, yeah. Oh, is it just an 11T site? Yeah. It's building. Meanwhile, let's check and see if my change is deployed. Yes. Oh, Brian, welcome. Welcome to my Webwing. Cool. Changes have been updated. We migrated 1, 2, 3 whole projects. But we did it. What is this? My gosh. There we go. Here we are. So I have their blogs. This is what everyone submitted. And what I wanted to do it had like their profile, how they host it. What stack? I just literally had the community fill out a Google form. I think it was a Google form. I didn't want it to be a Google form, but yeah. Definitely want to do something with this, but it's not gonna be an 11D page. Maybe it'll be a Webwing on its own. Actually, that's a good idea. But yeah, we'll figure that out. Meeting questions, that's a Node app that lets you anonymously or not ask questions during a meeting. Very controversial of my former employer. WebSocket needs Node. Chapio. Full stack. I already redirected that. This is just a starter, but people use it, so I haven't archived it. That's old. node, 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 deno. This we've got to redirect. Oh yeah. Live laugh log already has a redirect. Tag cloud. Have I been vaped on? I'm not adding these. I don't know why I'm keeping that. Whatever. No more nostalgia. Node. Node. Oh, this is fun. This is my first JavaScript project I ever did in college. This is just too blank. This probably is... I imported this into Glitch. It's probably a Node app just because it's old Glitch, but it doesn't have to be. And this is just an Madlib app where you fill out words to generate your own version of the poem. This is just to say, you know, the Icebox, the Plums by William Carlos Williams, who is from New Jersey. So I have a connection to this guy. William Carlos was very interesting. There's a point where he had a stroke and he had to completely relearn how to write. But he did. So the server, we're just serving that index file. Package JSON. All we're doing is running the server. So this is back from when Glitch everything was a Node app. So we can just delete a bunch of stuff. We did this before. There's no assets that were imported. There's a client, JavaScript, and an index view. Let's get those out of there. What even was the README? Welcome to the Glitch beta. So now, this is just too blank. Oh gosh, it has the old Glitch widget. Early days. It has the full poem here. Can't remix it anymore. Love this. Get bag of words. Then, wow, this is an interesting window. I did this on the stream before, so I'm just gonna do F for all of it. Love a good bag of words. Brian loves bag of words. And then you reveal your poem. This is just to F, an adaptation of William Carlos Williams' poem by F. I have F the F that were in the F, in which you were probably F for F. Forgive F, they were F, so F, and so F. That's beautiful. Oh, you're moving the KXSwift app. Nice. I'm glad that this gives you a kick in the behind, because we're on a time crunch, and literally these streams are like me kicking my own ass to like move this stuff over. Anyway, I moved this over to Glitch for World Poetry Day. That's what we'd like to call a calendar-based activation to engage with the community. We love an activation in here, regardless of our employment status. Speaking of activation, I will be launching my candle store next week. I just had to wait for Q2 to be over because it took me 2 months to get my business associated with myself in the new New Jersey tax portal. And it would not make sense for me to collect sales tax on sales this week and then file an ST50 and then have to do it again for next quarter. I could do it, but now that I actually can legally not only collect sales tax, but also file and pay said sales tax with the new New Jersey tax portal, I can open the store. And so that will be happening after July 1st, Q3. How's that for an activation? Bugs Rock, my store site, is looking beautiful, by the way. I'll show you in a second. I showed it on my stream yesterday, but nobody was on the stream, so you would have to watch the video on demand. But hey, Mike, you came just in time. By the way, Mike, I have a postcard from you in my mailbox. I have to go down and get it. I'm waiting for my walking shoes to be delivered. And on the postcard, they stamped, they being USPS, a dog bite awareness stamp. So it's got a dog and it says hashtag dog bite awareness. I already sent it. Brian's probably seen it. I shared it in the group chat. But I thought that was so funny. I'm so excited to get my postcard from Italy that has hashtag dog bite awareness stamped onto it. The fact that the Postal Service does that is so funny to me. I mean, I am very much against dog bites. I am aware that it's a problem, but I am not a dog owner, so I can only think about it so much. But it is just very funny given that a postcard has such little space on it, and they're like, we're gonna take up this space with a stamp about like our, you know, it's propaganda. I mean, whether you're for it or against it or not, but it's very funny. Anyway, I gotta go get it. But I have the post office scan, like, when you get mail, the post office scans it, so you can be like, hey, since you're scanning my mail, why don't you email me every day my mail that you've scanned so I know it's coming to me. So I have the email of the black and white scan of the postcard. That's how I know it's in my mailbox and I know about the stamp. It's because I got the email in the morning and I saw that. Immediately showed it to Brian and the crew. But yeah, USPS really popped off on that. Okay, so we got this working and I'm going to add it. I'm going to add it here. Then I'm going to deploy this, and then I'm going to show you Bugs Rock before I close out the stream for the day. Because my my drink got warm, because it's warm. Because it's freaking warm. This is just to blank. Data, description, spelled correctly. Madlib creation of a William Carlos Williams classic. I should also say, also my first ever JavaScript app, circa 2003. That's vintage. That's over 20 years ago. We're talking vintage JavaScript. Okay, the way that Prettier does this, like, oh yeah, we'll end the A here, but we'll end it here. What the fuck is this? Is there like a name for this? Because besides bullshit. I hate that. Watch. Is that like tagline break? Tag word break? What is the word for that so I can make it never happen again? Prettier, more like uglier. This is like by far, like, I know like to each their own, different folks, different strokes, whatever, but this, Mike, you'll know, right? Your skills with JavaScript linting must transfer to HTML tag prettifying. I don't know. I gotta. It gets me fucked up because then I'm like, oh yeah, I closed my tag. No, you didn't. Or yeah, you did. This is just a blank. Activate. Okay, cool. Could use... This probably is annoying to add to a WebRing. Yeah, I don't know why anybody would want that. You know, I don't think I'm gonna add this to WebWing because actually that like constant asking you alert box thing is not ideal. So I think it will just live here, but it's not gonna be part of the WebWing. It will just be our little secret. Oh my god. The Nova alert is not gonna have a stop asking me thing. This is just to null, an adaptation of William Carlos Williams' poem by null. I have null the null that were in the null, in which you were probably null for null. Forgive null, they were null, so null, and so null. Happy World Poetry Day. I'm gonna get a cease and desist from Big Poetry. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay. Stage all. Import. Just to say. Commit. Push. And then we can create a redirect here. Whoop. And that'll eventually work. Looks like a 4-year-old bug that's still open! Okay. Brian, I'm making you mod. Can you post a link in the chat? You don't actually have to moderate anything. It's just I have to make you mod so that you can post the link. So I'm guessing there's not like a cool word like isomorphic tag breaking. It's crazy. Okay. We're opening up avoid line breaks inside end tags. Yes, I agree with this. That's crazy. Hidden is off topic. You ever see, okay, when like moderation, like with Twitter, I don't know if they still do it, but you used to be able to hide replies and like brands would like post a thing and then people would like roast them and they would hide their replies, but then you would see a little icon for hidden replies. I'm always clicking that because that's like where the fun shit is. So it's kind of like you're better off not hiding the replies because it's like a Barbara Streisand like effect. That's how I feel about the hidden is off topic. I'm like, well, everyone should have a voice. I want to know what they have to say. I understand the point of the feature. I'm just the Joker. Or use pretty in order to stop prettier for specific lines. Disabling prettier completely for HTML files is the best solution. Huh. Okay. I don't get it. So many people find this ugly and there's no solution for 3 years. That's like... Yes. I wouldn't type that out in that way, but like I'm thinking that he's pissed on Christmas. It's Christmas. All I wanted from Santa Claus was for Prettier to stop breaking my anchor tags. HTML white space sensitivity. Papa is a great term, yeah. This is a great thread. I'm gonna save this for the vault. Okay. Where was I? Oh yeah, okay, wait. So okay, we didn't okay. Glitch / this is just to say oh, blank. From Christmas to Halloween. Okay, cool. Prevent this page. Okay. Okay, so the app is here. We didn't list it here because I don't want to have it in the web wing as it is. I will do a new modern version of it. But yeah, I think that's it for working on this. Before I close out the stream, I will give you a look at the Bugs Rock website. Let's open up that here. I always forget to close my tasks. Let's... Boom. This is running locally right now. Bugs Rock Online is live, but it's just this. It's me. In the morning, my hair not done. I don't know why I would make this a public photo, but whatever. It's about the candles, not my hair. So I'm using Ecwid for the e-commerce site because one, it's not Shopify. Two, I just have third-party JavaScript widgets I could pop into things. But everything else is 11t. Like, this page is just an 11t site, and I have a JavaScript embed to put a shopping cart here. These are the candles. These are probably the prices. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And I got all the photos, the details, the read this before you fucking order. Because sometimes people order a candle and they don't realize a candle's made of wax and not diamond. Like, look up the little cart. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, the egg candles are fun. These are scented tomato candles. They smell like tomato leaf. These are unscented. This is not what the homepage is gonna look like. I am gonna have like something up here that's not a carousel, but it'll be something like an image of all of them. And then this is from the widget. This shows like, this is like the category. And because it's an 11D site and I'm not using posts for products, I will have like a blog on here for updates that will be sent to you. So if you go to bugsrock.online right now and sign up for the newsletter, you will get an update when the store is live next week. So do that. That's literally all I have to do is finish the website. That's all I have to do is finish the website. You can draw in the background, which is fun. See that? Woo. And on a future stream, I want to draw pixel versions of my candles and have them also marking in the background with the clouds. I feel like that would be fun. And yes, there's dark mode. My gosh, this weekend I was like, because this is third-party JavaScript, you really have to get your ass kicked by the CSS cascade. It was such a pain to get dark mode to work and not have all the text be light gray, which is like weirdly the default of Ecwid. They have a CSS cookbook. Half of it works. And you do have to paste CSS raw into a little text area box on your Ecwid design settings page because it overpowers everything else that's on the page. Because again, it's the cascade. It's not nearly as painful as, say, updating the CSS of a Squarespace page, which is like shoving a pine cone up your ass. Or so I've heard. But a lot of the work was just getting this to look good. Also on mobile. Like, I probably can update somehow the color blue of this little icon, but my gosh, I feel like I need a lock of hair of the people who do Ecwid, which is Lightspeed. I need a lock of Steven Lightspeed's hair so that I can get this icon to change color without it changing everything else. Also, people are going to be like, oh, the shopping bag is big here, but not as big as the other links. You'll have to deal with it. I've made peace with it, and it impacts me more than anyone. Everything here that hurts me than it hurts you. So, yeah. It's been fun. I'm having a great time. It sounds like I'm not, but like, I love this web development stuff. This is the most I've coded. I mean, I've been coding like almost every single day for the past, ever since the glitch shutdown announcement happened. And it's been a ton of fun. But I also cannot wait until the site is done so I can go back to making candles. I don't know if I've shown you my wax teeth. What am I doing with that? I don't know. But you can see them here. Isn't that fun? I want to have fun with wax again. And so, yeah. Anyway, I'm glad that, like, y'all were here to get a little sneaky peeky of the Bugs Rock website. Another thing I want to do is have a feedback form so people can share their hopes and dreams for candles and arts and stuff like that. Teeth. And yeah, I want people to be like, I think wax teeth would look great on a votive. I am planning on putting these on a votive candle to see if it can be put on in a way that it will stay on in shipping. That's the hardest part about the teeth embeds and about all embeds. In fact, I think I literally talk about that. No, I didn't talk about that on my blog. But there's a photo of teeth on my latest weekly retro. along with Michelangelo and me getting my hair cut. Yeah, so are wax keycaps a thing? That is a great question. So wax anything can be a thing, really. You can basically anything you can make in resin with a silicone mold, you can do it with wax. And keycaps are a great form factor. Now, not to actually plug into your keyboard, but if you want, I can make like a keyboard candle. Imagine a macro pad candle. How fucking cute would that be? I have been thinking about that. And there's tons of like people who sell silicone molds for keycaps because they're making resin caps. So I was looking at those, and then I was like, what other molds is this person selling? And I found the teeth, and I was like, you know what? I gotta make wax teeth before I make wax keycaps. So it would be cool, right, to have like a candle that's just a pile of keycaps where like I draw little letters and stuff onto it. So yes, wax keycaps are a thing. Wax everything is a thing. There's some crazy shit out there. I haven't shared it, but I do have an album on my phone. I do a lot of like shared albums on my iPhone, so I can only share it with other iPhone users, I think. But I do have one that's just me on it, and it's like a weird fucked up candle things that I found. I don't even think I can show them on YouTube. Half of Etsy, by the way, you can't show on YouTube. It's fucking weird there. Is it cake but candles? There's a lot of cake candles. Actually, one of the things I want to do is whip candle wax. You can whip like the soft wax for vessels. Like the teeth are, that's pillar wax. It's hard. You could pull it out of a mold. The wax that you put into like vessels, like jars and stuff, are softer, and so it's hard to pull it out of a mold. But with the softer wax, this is like an attachment to electrical whisk thing. So I have this to here to remind me that I want to whip some wax, because you can make like a wax like whipped cream kind of thing. And I was thinking of having like a mold of like my hand in wax with whipped cream coming out of it and calling it girl dinner. That's like a future candle that I plan on making. Could you make a candle that's literally a loose pile of teeth? So the teeth, what I think the teeth are going to be are wax melts, where I could include a freestanding wick. I would very much rather it be like like almost like a dime bag of wax teeth that are scented. And so if you have a wax melter, you can like use that. The issue about the freestanding wick is people be burning their houses down. I really like the one thing I learned about making candles, and like I've made candles and sent them out to friends and like tested it. I found that people do not follow directions, or even do not follow like proper fire safety. And so I would be wary of sending out a loose wick and some wax and being like, make this thing, because you can't trust anybody. I'm sure you, Mike, you would be fine. And Mike, I can send you, Mike, teeth and a free wick. I trust you. But I like sent like this candle to my friend in Portland, and the wick was like coiled, and I told her to cut it before she lit it, and she didn't, and she sent a photo of the fire going up the coil, and I was like, you're supposed to cut it. She's like, I know, but I thought it would be cool to like watch the fire go in the loop-de-loop. And that's when I was like, okay, I can't have a coil wick when I send it out. It has to be cut to a saved line, because even if I tell people to cut the wick, they're not going to listen. So, but yeah, we need the girl dinner candle to come to fruition, which means I'm going to have to I want to start by maybe finding like a doll hand I can make a mold of, and it being like a little baby doll hand holding the wax, because my hand's big. That's a lot of wax. Also, I'm afraid if I make like a candle of like my hand, men on the internet will do weird things with it, because that's what they love to do, and so that's why I might go with like a doll hand instead. But that's the inner workings of my mind. Let me get me off the screen there. But yeah, if you just like go to bugsrock.online, sign up for the newsletter for updates. I have like 3 newsletters now. I have the the Bugs Rock. I have for Live Laugh blog, RSS, but also an RSS to email that you can sign up for. Of course, that's broken. Love that. Let's fix that while I'm here. And then I have a monthly newsletter that I have not updated in a couple of months. I missed May and June. And it's just because I've been so distracted by the glitch stuff. We're looking at Live Laugh blog. Here we go. Dumb bitch. Wow, that's 2 sites edited in one day. Okay, it's 6. It's time to go. If you're at work, go home. I don't care if you're West Coast. It's 6 p.m. somewhere. Thank you all for joining me. Like and subscribe. Most importantly, subscribe. I don't care if you like this stuff. But if you subscribe, it's easier to get updates of when I'm going live, and I have been going live like Monday through Thursday. But you'll get like alerts or something like that. Normally I just post on Blue Sky and Mastodon. But yeah, I'll probably be back tomorrow. It'll be like 2 degrees cooler out, so maybe I'll be more motivated. But thanks for joining me again, and I hope you all have a good day. Stay cool, stay hydrated. Bye-bye.